Aloha, everyone, and welcome to the Local My Life. I've got a news story. Well, it's not a news story. It kind of popped up yesterday, and I wanted more information's coming out about it. And what is probably the saddest is that it hasn't come to a close yet. We were hoping by now we would have an answer. So while I feed some Cheetos off to the dogs right now, pull out a notepad or something where you can take some notes, and let's see if we can get this news out to other people as quickly as possible. Thank you. Aloha and welcome to the Local My Life. Hey. So, okay, didn't have the Cheeto bag open, so it's a different type of treat. So, hey, gang, I got a bunch of you guys in chat right now. Thank you all for joining in because I know you literally had like 7 minutes heads up on this. So, Siren was our first one in the door. So, thank you, Siren. And then Louisiana girl and I've been talking in chat a little bit the last few minutes, and I'm going to actually dovetail onto that in a second. But first, hi, Christola. How you doing, my dear? Thank you guys for joining in. Yeah, Louisiana girl and I were, hey, Cassie, come here. She literally has not barked all day. Now, I've been at the dentist all day, but she literally has not barked since I've been home until now. Yeah, she knows when I'm live. I swear she knows. Wait 1 second. Okay, she's in my arms. There's no getting away now. So let me move her onto this side. So anyhow, yeah, Louisiana girl and I were talking, and she made the comment that it just makes no damn sense that, okay, let me see if I can pull this up real quickly because it was a great there. Hey, love, and it makes no damn sense. Too many babies gone. And that's something a lot of us have been talking about lately. It seems like there's more and more and more. And many of you guys know me. I always try to look for the positive. I look for the light at the end of the tunnel. Something. They're always, hey, shit, love you, my dear. I always look for that. And the one and only light I can come up with is yes, we're recognizing a lot of children who have gone missing. Yeah, someone's eating here. Kids who have lost their lives, missing adults, missing teenagers. The one thing I can say is I think awareness is going up. I might be wrong on this, but I think awareness is starting to go up, and I'm hoping that's the reason why we're hearing about this more and more. Before now, it would be kind of hid because you'd hear things on the news, okay, real quickly just to say, oh, so and so went missing, keep an eye out. If it was a runaway, you never heard anything. And but I think we're starting to raise awareness. Hey, got a couple new people walk in. Hey, Savage. Hey, my dear. Thank you, my dear. We had fun. We were talking about last Friday in another chat a few minutes ago. Well, we got a couple people popping in. See, it does help to talk for a few minutes before I get into the meat of things. Oscar. Hey, Oscar. Thanks for coming, my dear. Yes. They want treats. I have to give them treats. All you guys know me well enough. I got to give the dogs treats. And my dear Amber is here, and Missy. Okay, so the YouTube notifications are just coming through. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Christola. Yeah, slowly but surely people are coming in. Yeah, today's been a busy day. We've had a lot of things going on. I know a lot of people, and I will cover this before the end of this. I do want to update people a little bit on the case that I covered yesterday about Alexis and Messiah. There has been some updates in that. So I'll let you know what's going on there. Hello, Elizabeth. However, first I did want to, this one here, usually I talk about kids once they've gone missing. Okay, this is a little different. This one has been found. And this one has been found. His body was found. I kind of fought back and forth on it, and I'm realizing, you know what? He needs our voice just as much, if not more, as every other person that we should talk about on this channel. Yeah? We've got a child out there, 5 to 8 years old, probably closer to 5, that has been missing probably for a whole week. Okay, you're going to hear all that as I talk about it, and no one has reported it. Nothing's being connected. To me, that is the saddest thing about this whole story, is that there is a child out there that no one is taking claim of. There is a child that at one point, hopefully someone tucked him in at night and kissed him goodnight, okay, kissed their cut or scrape when they got it, okay, hurt themselves or something, and now no one is doing anything about this child. So initially, the police talked to the local area. A lot of the focus was, okay, this has to be a local child. So they talked yesterday about it and nothing came of it. So now they're expanding. And with that expanding is when I'm like, you know what? No. We saw Sleuth Mom talked about it today. So many people are now trying to get this story out. Okay, I even noticed today, Annie on 10 to Life, I'm on Discord there, and she mentioned it there. We need to get this. No, I don't think this is Monkey. And I will explain why in a few. In fact, let's go through that right now so you guys can have an idea what we're talking about. So basically what happened was on Saturday, okay, the 16th. So we're talking the day before Easter. A person was out in the woods in South Indiana, okay, in Washington County, for any of you who know the area. If you look here, I got in the map here, you can kind of see where the county is, and then it's in the south part is where the body was found. But South Indiana, okay, southern part of Indiana, not South Indiana, there's no such thing. So anyhow, someone was out mushroom hunting, and they came across a suitcase. You can see what the suitcase is like in the lower left there. It's any of you guys who've ever been to Vegas, you know this suitcase. You've seen this suitcase. It's a hard shell suitcase. No, Louisiana girl, it was a great thought. It was a great thought. And it was a hard shell suitcase, all that. Initially, we were told the suitcase was found near the little boy's body. What came out today is the little boy's body was in the suitcase. So they came across the suitcase, and then all of a sudden came across and found a little boy's body in the suitcase. So the contacted the police. Police came out and started taking a look at it. It was a very heavily, wooded area. This gives you an idea. Cassie, stop it. This gives you an idea of what the area is. Okay, very heavily wooded. Sorry, dogs are going nuts. So definitely looks like a child was probably something happened and they didn't want to get in trouble or something. This is just an assumption here, and dumped the body. Okay, from what I understand here, the body was found off of the 7,000 block of East Holder Road in Washington County. So, and they think that he died sometime within the last week. So we are not talking about a child who's been missing 6 months, a year, even a month. Okay, he could have been. Okay, now let me back off. That's not true. We don't know if this is a child who had been kidnapped maybe a year ago and he just died in the last week. All we do know, though, is he was alive, most likely 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. So it's something we do have to pull into play there. So they've been looking at it. They, right now, what they can say about the baby, I'm calling him a baby, 5 to 8 years old, that's a baby. I'm sorry, but it is. He is a little black boy who is about 4 feet tall. Initially, they had said he was between 5 and 8 years old. But since then are coming up saying, no, it's a little bit closer to the 5. So we're talking on the younger side of that. He's got a thin build. So, okay, on the thin build side and a short haircut. Now, I'm making assumptions. He probably has black hair or dark brown hair. Yeah, let me get that. Should not have put her down. And also, there are some assumptions there. I was hoping at this point, and I'm expecting this is going to be the next case, is they will bring out a picture. Okay, someone will do a drawing of him so that they can say, okay, this is what he probably looked like. That's what I kept hoping for today when I was hearing this story breaking earlier yesterday and then further today. I was like, okay, come on, just show. They've got to be able to draw something, yeah? Wouldn't you think by now that they can draw something and let us know what he looks like? And because it would help. Okay, they're saying short haircut. Well, what type of short haircut? Okay, a black boy with thin build, short haircut, 4 feet tall doesn't say a hell of a lot to people. But if we could get a picture, because all I can think about is last Sunday was Easter. There was a family out there who did not have their little boy at the dinner table, who was not opening up the chocolate eggs and stuff like that. There was a little boy out there who did not maybe go to church, and he used to. That's why we're getting the word out this way. Exact, Louisiana girl, we don't even know what he's wearing yet. That's the thing. There's nothing that's being shared at this point other than the fact that he was in the Suitcase. He's between 5 and 8 years old, around 4 feet tall, short haircut, thin build. And he's African American. That's it. That's all we're being told. So we need to get this out. Like I said, initially they thought it had to be someone in that area. That's their gut feeling from the beginning. They got the word out yesterday. Nothing came of it. Okay, yes, they did get a lot of calls, but none of them were credible calls. So now today they're like, you know what, there's a chance. Okay, and we've seen this with Amber Alerts and stuff like that. People disappear from one state and they're found in another state. So there's definitely a chance that he could be coming from another state. So let's get this out further. So what I'm going to ask all you guys to do is what you guys do so damn well every single time, which is share this as far as you can. I usually am not the type to say overuse hashtags, but this time, hashtag things to get people to look at it. Okay, if you have to hashtag Gabby Petito, as Sleuth Mom said this morning, hashtag Gabby Petito. Because you'll get tons of people who will look at it, where if you just hashtag missing boy, you're not gonna. Okay, hashtag the word viral, hashtag, okay, missing, hashtag, you name it, whatever, summer. Okay, hashtag whatever you have. What we need, we don't know what's happened to him. They did do an autopsy, by the way. An autopsy was completed. The police are saying it did not reveal a definitive cause of death. Now, what that means is they're not seeing signs of trauma. Okay, no gunshots, no stabs, no blunt force injuries, things like that. Okay, however, they have done a toxicology report, which is going to take 3 to 6 weeks. So, gang, this could be as simple of a case as little boy may have overdosed on something. Okay, we don't know. And that's why I'm saying they're not, as the police, they're not worried right now about what happened to the child. They want to give the child an identity. That's their number one thing right now. Let's get this little boy his name. Okay, every child, it's like I've been saying lately with Ariel and all, a child, when they pass away, they deserve 2 things. Everyone, adult, child, anyone, they deserve to be respected with a burial. whatever it is, whether it's a burial, whether it's a cremation, whatever, they need that level of respect and they need their own name. Okay, not names people make up for them or things like that. It is about giving them their name and recognizing them for who they were and that life that they had. So we need to get that information out. Elizabeth, let's see. The sheriff told us to use certain numbers. Yes, I do, and I am going to share with you, Elizabeth. Good point. They actually initially, let me pull this up. Here we go. Okay, this is the poster I did pull together for him. Initially, they had just the normal 800 number and the office number. The problem was all of that was based off of him coming from Indiana. The 800 number only worked within Indiana. Now that they're casting a wider net, they knew that they had to talk to more people. So they worked on creating a toll-free number that could be reached from anywhere in the United States. Okay, so the number you're seeing there, the 888-437-6432, that is a number where we are able to get anywhere. I mean, even from here, if I called that number, it would reach there. He also did make a comment. He would rather people not use social media. That number is covered 24/7. If I picked up the phone right now, someone would be there. But if I went to their Facebook and said, oh, I know who that child is, they're not going to get that until they get in the morning and someone starts going through all the Facebook messages. So the phone numbers need to happen. Hashtags, Elizabeth, I may have missed that. It's very possible. Sorry, I've actually been at the dentist all day today. So I missed the hashtags. I just know right now, the more we can get people seeing, the better off. I've never been one to want to abuse hashtags and stuff like that. But I do know hashtags make a difference. The same way here on YouTube, I've discovered a lot of times shorts get seen much more often than a longer video like this, which is something I'm taking a look at doing more often now. So whatever you can do, finding whatever, if you know, hell, go and take a look at what the top hashtags are for the community. Okay, you know how you can go on Twitter and find out the most popular hashtags? Go for it. Okay, right now, I think that it's more important that we get as many people as possible to know about this little boy. Okay, he deserves that. He totally deserves that. And Louisiana girl, I am going to make real quickly, Louisiana girl, 1 second. I am making you real quickly. Can you, there you go. Can you put your channel in? I just gave you a wrench real quick where you can throw your channel in there real quickly. We need to get, for those people who are really going out there and trying to get news out about missing people and all, we need to get those people community tabs. These community tabs are so important. I don't think YouTube realizes how important they are when it comes to trying to get word out about missing people. It's really important. So if you guys can help me, Louisiana girl, please, okay, feel free to do that. That's why I went ahead and just did that for you. We need to get her to 500. Those of you who know how YouTube works, you have to have 500, then you get, hello dog, there you go. Then you get a community page. So please, please take a look, Louisiana girl. Any of the ones that we do, if anyone else covers, those that I know are very steadily on getting news out about missing children and all, it really makes a difference. And so as a reminder, we're looking for a 5 to 8 year old boy. This could be someone, for those of you who might be watching this or talk to someone, this may be a kid that used to be in school every day, and now all of a sudden he's not showing up to school. And parents may have just pulled him out of school and are doing homeschool all of a sudden. Okay, it could be something, maybe you do after school care, or maybe a sport, and all of a sudden this kid's no longer coming to sports. Okay, maybe it's someone you see all the time when you're over at the store doing grocery shopping, and you see a family with this little boy, a 5-year-old boy somewhere around this age, and all of a sudden now you're noticing, wait, I thought they had, I'm almost positive they had another child with them at one time. We don't know, but any of us could potentially be that clue. Any of us could be that one. Okay, sorry, my dear. Let me see what I can do for you real quick. I'm going to fix this for Louisiana girl right now because I know she's working really hard on getting the information up. So let me do that. So if you have any of that information, there you go. For anyone who is not subbed to Louisiana girl, she has really been trying to focus on missing children and all. So please help us in getting this information out to them. Yay, Louisiana girl. Now, I'm going to leave that little screenshot up there. I did want to give people somewhat of an update of what I know is going on with the live I did yesterday. There is still a lot going on, and I don't think the person I was waiting to hear from has gotten the verification yet. But let me double check. Nope, I don't see anything here. Many of you guys know yesterday we talked about Alexis and Messiah Morales. They had gone missing about a week ago also, same time frame, things like that. Had gone missing about a week ago, and then yesterday a silver alert was put out for Messiah. Now, they went missing after playing around at the park. And family was very concerned. In fact, on Peachy, another channel that I've been watching and I can share out with you guys also. I don't think she's here. Otherwise, I'd be able to get her channel real quickly. She was interviewing the family last night. If you go to my community page, you'll see the link to it. Unfortunately, this morning, there was a report that someone had found her vehicle, the vehicle that was mentioned in it, outside of a house. Hey, Petty Patty, hey. And they found the vehicle outside of a house. I think it was an abandoned house from what I'm hearing. When they looked in the vehicle, they found the mom. They found Alexis had died. She was deceased. However, the baby, Messiah, was alive. So police had been over there. Messiah was put in an ambulance. From what I'm hearing, he was actually sitting in his little baby seat in the ambulance before it took off. There's a lot of questions going on here. We still have not gotten an update on the little boy. How is he? Is he good? Is he whatever? Because, okay, Christola and I were talking back and forth, and it's like, wait, if we don't know how long she's been gone now, because they've been missing for a week. There is no way, my thought is going to say right now, there is no way a 5-month-old child is going to be in stable condition, or what seems to be stable condition, a week later if they've been sitting in a car. So my gut is saying that she probably just passed away. Something has happened. I'm not sure what it is, but something has happened. So we're hoping we hear more information about that, and I will share that with you. And Petty Patty, thank you. Yeah, I'm feeling amazing today. And also, thank you for joining. I love it when I get positivity popping into chats like that. I love it. And so hopefully we'll hear more. The biggie right now is just getting the word out about this little guy. Let's find out who he is. Let's let him have his name back. Okay, let's let people not wait for 2-3 years and then we come to YouTube for an update. Hey, Amber, good night, my dear. Love you. Mwah. Okay, I don't want to have to come here 2 or 3 years from now and say, oh, guess what? They found out the identity of that little boy that we talked about a couple years ago. He needs his identity now. So if we can really try to help get this information out, I am going to go onto my community page as soon as I hang up from this. And I'm going to be taking care of getting both this, thumbnail out and the Instagram thumbnail. So if anyone wants to use those, please take care of just using those. And Patty, I am happy you're here. Okay. I know what it's like. Sometimes people love to go blocking good things. So we're happy you're here right now. KK, how you doing, my dear? And I was wondering if you were asleep or something, since I'm catching everyone a little late in the day. So, and guys, yeah, we're going to get this stuff. Things are changing. And I'm going to go back to that question, the comments that we were talking about with Louisiana Girl and I at the beginning. Why are we hearing about so many more missing children, missing adults, missing teenagers, people being hurt, killed, things like that? I am choosing that it's awareness. Maybe it's always been here, possibly. Okay, maybe it's been here. Maybe we do know crime rates in general are much higher this year than they were last year, because last year, especially this type of stranger type, thing, because last year we were in lockdown, for example. That's one reason why you're seeing big city crime up this year compared to last year. But I think in general, we've got heck of a lot more people recognizing what's going on out there. Sorry, giving the dog popcorn. And also, we have a lot more going on. We recognize a lot. How many different awareness channels do we have out there now about true crime, where we're trying to find someone, we're trying to report on a missing child or a missing adult, or, oh, did you hear about this crime story, and they're bringing it to the forefront? Maybe that's why. Maybe it's because more people are talking about it now. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it is a good thing that people are talking about things and it doesn't stay hidden anymore. I agree, Louisiana Girl. I agree. I hadn't really planned on talking about this, but it's actually a good time to talk about it. I agree. I think COVID also, while it brought down the violent crime, stranger crime, city crime type things, I think it sent domestic crime through the roof. Child abuse, DV, those types of things we saw increase dramatically. There's a lot of things that, scientists doing research over the next couple years, it's going to be amazing to see how all of this truly affected things. I read an article last night, I think it was, where there's this electronic thing they could hook up to a child, a baby, and it brings in all of everything that they deal with on a daily basis, words, what they're saying, what they're hearing, things like that. And they're discovering babies that were born during the pandemic time period actually are speaking less than children of the same age from before the pandemic. They did not hear as many people. Think about it. Before that, you would take your child, even if it was a 9-month-old. The 9-month-old went with you everywhere, so they would see people talking. They would hear different types of people talking. They would hear different tones of voices. They would see different faces. You found part of a whole generation is growing up differently. So you've got changes happening on mental health, emotional health, physical health, and growth of our children. And we're going to have to look. I was talking to one of my friends who's a teacher, actually, a couple weeks ago. And I was talking about how younger children, if you think about it, everyone all our ages, we recognize so much about a person's emotions and all. A lot of times in this area, we use the whole face, yeah? When someone's sad, you can tell because of how their face works and stuff like that. What about children who grew up learning those skills at a time that they could not see half of someone's face? That is what they saw. Yes, in Hawaii, we still wear our masks half the time. Okay, if this is what you're seeing, how are you telling if someone's smiling or someone's doing this? You can't see the difference. Okay, I mean, how many of us stuck our tongue out at someone when we were behind our mask? Yet our eyes showed something different. So, what was the difference? I was asking him one day because I knew he was a teacher. I was asking him, did he see differences in his children? And he said, yeah. He said, when he teaches the older kids, they react the way all of us did. But he said he started noticing the younger kids, the first graders, the second grader type things, were much more expressive in this area. They really used their eyes and their eyebrows and things like that. So I know this has nothing to do right now with our missing children and all, but we are kind of talking all over the place. And it really was something I found very interesting when he told me that he actually sees a difference. Okay. Yeah, Patty, exactly. This thing that these kids haven't been in school for long. Okay, all they saw was what they saw on TV, pretty much, their computer screens. So, and even then, sometimes I had to wear masks because you were using it was weird. It was weird. And also, people started learning how to read faces differently. How does it change that? I would love to see people like the behavior panel, and I'll talk about this subject. I would love it. Okay. It's just so cool how different things happen. Sorry, I'm taking a look here and see exactly who we got in chat and all that. But yeah, I really think there's a lot of things that have changed. And one of those issues has been, it's made a difference on a lot of violent issues that we're dealing with. I do think we are going to start seeing a lot more domestic violence related things because we're looking for it now too. Because 5 years ago, mental health, dealing with DV, things like that was hush hush. If you think about it, you really didn't want people to know that you were dealing with those issues. Even now, you really still, there's the side of it, oh, I don't want to let people know that I'm dealing with all this, yeah? But I think it's easier than it was 15, 20 years ago because it's more accepted that, okay, yeah, no, these are things that everyone, a large portion of people have had to deal with. And it's okay. So people are more willing to talk. Plus, on places like YouTube, Facebook, things like that, the internet, I think it's much easier to talk about. I think we pull down our defenses that are usually there. Hey guys, shh, shh, shh. Okay, we pull down those defenses and we find ourselves much easier to be able to talk about it. Louisiana girl, the behavior covered the mat. Oh, really? I am going to have to go back to that Louisiana girl. So they talked about during the West End. Oh, yes. That would be cool because I do remember that. They were wearing their masks and there was so much. I was like, okay, am I reading their eyes correctly here? Because I can't really depend on certain other areas. Hey guys, shh, shh, shh. I can't really focus on those things like I normally did. So yeah, it's going to be interesting as we move forward. But I do notice crime has become something that I seem to always be hearing, oh, there's another missing child. Oh, there's this. Yeah, Louisiana girl, go ahead and I'll make sure I talk long enough for you to get that link. That might be very interesting for people to listen to because I know it's a case many people are interested in on top of everything. It's just grandma next door. And grandma comes next door, bathroom's next door, and of course the dog's got to bark now. Of course, they'd be happier in there, but no, we want to stay in here. So, but yeah, no, I think we're starting to see a lot more where kids are having a lot of domestic violence issues coming up. Well, think about as a parent. Okay, I know I've got a lot of parents out there. When your child is with you 24/7, you're having to deal with a lot of stuff that you don't normally have to deal with, yeah? Okay, usually there's a reason why there's that wonderful commercial out there. I think it's Staples, okay, that plays that it's the most wonderful time of the year and it's back to school time. There's a reason for that. So I think you had a lot of things where you had mental health issues going on in a house to begin with. And now all of a sudden you had children not able to leave the house, not able to get that extra energy out, not able to go out and play football or things like that. It could become an issue very quickly. So, but yeah, no, thank you, Louisiana girl. I'll take a look at that. So anyhow, I did say this was going to be a short video. It didn't work out that way, did it? No, did not. So, but I got to go get to dinner myself at 6:30 here. So, KK, you're not the only one. Plus, I've got 2 dogs who are getting really, one's behaving. The others are getting out of hand. And, but yeah, Arctic, I just noticed you were in here. Hey, Arctic. And from a better, ooh, interesting, Petty Patty. I got to go back and read the rest of that one, Petty Patty. That looks like, oh, I think there's a lot of things that with the missing children, I've been looking at, I just said I was going to get off, didn't I? I think I lied. Yeah, I lied. That's it. But yeah, no, there's a lot of different areas that I'm starting to see how all of it connects together. Okay, and I think, yes, COVID, the lockdowns, okay, different things. It's not just we always go to the system and how it ties in with stuff. Well, there's a lot of other things that tie in also. I made the comment last night. One of the things I'm researching about, there you go, Cass, is actually the Ukraine and the war going on. There are some major issues that are connecting with the war and missing children. Major issues with trafficking and the war going on. Okay, parents have actually sent their children off to, okay, somewhere else in Europe to someone where their children would be safe. Same thing as was done in World War II. People were sending their children to the United States, for example. And people were doing that. And now all of a sudden they themselves are getting to a safe location and they're like, what? The kids aren't here? Type thing. So we're starting to have a huge emergency on an international level with that. Okay, and many of them are. Now some of them are probably just, they ended up sent to the wrong family or something like that. But I think trafficking is definitely something that, traffickers are looking for possible outlets for new people. Okay, that's why they go for runaways so easily. It's easy to go for a runaway because no one's protecting the runaway, right? So if you look and you see these young 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 6-year-olds, I'm going to say, and there is no one really protecting them. They've been loaded onto a train and told, get off and look for the person that has your name or whatever it was. You're going to have problems. So there are actually, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to gather all real information because I don't want to give you guys false information. So when I do this live about this subject, I do want to give you guys some places that you can contact because there are some actual groups and associations that are trying to help out with that. They're trying to help reconnect people. They're trying to bring awareness to the issue. So there's all the time, everything that we're doing, all these things connect. I wish stuff was as easy as to say the missing issue of crime and missing is all due to this one thing, but it's not. There's so many different sides to it. This little boy here that we're talking about, could be anything. Okay, the side of us that loves to make assumptions and loves to sit there and try to play dot to dot with all the different, okay, the true crime side of us can go crazy with ideas. Is it some child who was abducted a long time ago and something just finally happened and they got rid of him? Okay. Is it a child that, okay, a parent accidentally gave too much Benadryl to? Okay, we've heard of those things happening. And they got scared and they acted without thinking. Could it be something even more innocent that the child did something and they came home? So there's all these, but that, in the end, does that matter at this point? No. To me, all that matters is this little boy is unknown. He doesn't have a name. I guarantee you, even if it is parental connected, if there's a connection to parents with all this, there are still other people who love him. There are still people who are missing him, may not even know. Maybe the parents live in a different state from grandparents, right? I didn't live in the same state as my grandparents. Okay, both sides always lived in another state from me. So if something had happened to me, and now I spoke to my grandparents once a week, but maybe all of a sudden there's a grandparent out there that this child matches and they're like, I haven't spoken to my grandbaby in 2 weeks. And they start asking the questions and something so that's what we're trying to find. That's the connection we're trying to find right now because he needs his name. The people who love him and care for him need to know where he is. And he deserves that. Every one of us deserve those. You talk about basic human rights. That's a basic human right. Right there. I'll just stop it right at that. So if you guys can help me, I know a bunch of you have already shared it out. Like I said, play with those hashtags. Try to find the best way to get those out to people. If I hear updates, if I get a drawing of what he looks like, I will update all of the posters. Hey there, it's all in the evidence. Welcome, my dear. Welcome from the dogs, too. Yeah, I've got 3 dogs who always insist on being part of the lives. But welcome, my dear. I like your name. I love your name because that's where everyone in this group, we talk about it all the time. We can have all of these different ideas and all, but we got to come back to what is the facts. What is the evidence saying? What is it that we really have responsibilities as human beings to do? And what is it that we need to let the police do? Okay, if the police aren't doing their job, how do we step up and kind of push them in the right direction? But you know what? Most of the time they are. They just can't tell us everything. And so thank you. Thank you for I love your name. I love your name. But yeah, so if you guys can help me, I will definitely update the poster if I get more information. I'm hoping I wake up tomorrow morning and maybe he has a name. Maybe he has a name. And then I can go in and update the poster with his name. And because he deserves that. So thank you all for joining in today. I'm definitely, now that I'm done with my show, I'm trying to go live a little bit more often. And because I enjoy getting together with my friends every day, if possible, whenever I can. So, and for those of you new here, okay, from the ones like It's All in the Evidence who are brand new and never listened before, thank you for subscribing, my dear. And all the way to our other Petty Patty, who I have a funny feeling I know but don't know, and if you know what I mean. And thank you all for joining. All of you guys who've been around, you know what you mean to me. You guys know it already. So y'all are my family, my Ohana, and yeah. Thank you guys for all the help that you guys are doing, and I will see you guys later. I'm off to go grab myself, I'm off that way to go get myself some dinner. Maybe Be petty patty. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I will see you guys later. Aloha. Goodbye. Love you guys and have a great night. Bye bye.